Imagine every time that you posted on social media that your followers would get a notification and an email straight into their inbox saying you just got mail. Well, that doesn't happen on most social media platforms, but there is a trick that you can use on LinkedIn, and that's called the LinkedIn newsletter. And the thing is, this newsletter actually grows without any effort at all. And in today's video, I'm going to share exactly how you're going to set up your LinkedIn newsletter so that you can use this feature to your benefit too. So stay until the end so that you know exactly how to do this, and you can set it up within less than 10 minutes. So let's go. So we are going to start by setting up your newsletter. And you find it very easily here underneath the Write to article. So you click on that one. And now, since I already have a newsletter, that pops up automatically. There is a risk here that you might post it as an individual article instead of a newsletter. And you really need to post it as a newsletter. That is the only way that your followers will get that notification. So you need to create a newsletter, not post it as an article, because the regular article will just be like a regular post. The advantage both of an article and a newsletter is that they have great Google SEO research result. So when you write a newsletter that is also SEO relevant, it can pop up as a top research result when someone Googles your topic. But I'm going to show how you set it up completely from scratch. So you press on Manage, Create Newsletter. And here, I want you to create a newsletter title that is very easy for people to understand. Don't make it about you, make it about them. This is where most coaches actually mess up. Do not call it Josefine Thoughts or My Diaries. We are not Stephen Bartlett yet, right? You want to make it about them. So for example, I could call mine The Scalable Coach or Client Attraction Weekly. So think about who are you writing your newsletter for, and then name it after that. Don't overthink this. You can change the name afterwards independently of what LinkedIn says. So we're adding a newsletter title. So let's say I call it the Client Attraction Weekly. And then you choose the frequency of how often you want to publish it. Just pick one. Doesn't really matter. I wouldn't maybe suggest that you pick a daily first, but you can do weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly. If you choose monthly and you send it bi-weekly or weekly, doesn't matter. No one is going to count the number of times that you send your newsletter. Sometimes I have taken more time between my newsletters, and sometimes I have sent them a little bit more frequent. And then we add a description too. Who is it for? What type of problem will you help them solve when they read your newsletter? And what are the results that they can expect if they subscribe to your newsletter and also follow your instructions? So let's assume I pick weekly tips for coaches to get high-ticket clients without cold outreach, because that is one thing that I am super passionate about. Then we need to upload a logo or an image. And if you don't have a logo, don't start to create one. A simple picture of you is actually sufficient, because that will also create know, like, and trust. So what happens when you publish your newsletter is that the first edition that goes out, it will be sent out to all of the connections that you have already, asking them whether they want to subscribe. That way, you will grow your subscribers significantly the very first time that you publish your newsletter. So make the first edition really count. I have clients who have gotten hundreds and thousands of subscribers through this very first edition. What then also happens is that every time someone sends you a connection request or accept one of your connection requests, they will get the question whether they want to subscribe to your newsletter. I once got a comment from someone saying, I find it a little bit cringe that my newsletter is offered to everyone. But here's what you need to think of. You're not forcing them to subscribe to your newsletter. You are offering them to subscribe to your newsletter. They can take it or they can leave it. Because what you want to do with your newsletter, you want to build visibility. You want to build know, like, and trust. And you can only do that if you produce high quality content. When it comes to the newsletter itself, the formatting is not top-notch, but I think it serves its purpose. Remember also that the title that you're using is SEO friendly. Also when it comes to the thumbnail, because the thumbnail and the title will create that post that you're submitting. So you want to think almost a little bit like YouTube when you create your thumbnail. So we add a title, then you add your text. You can add various pictures in between, for example. And the cool thing here is that you can add links and you're not punished by the links inside of your newsletter. So if you want to promote booking a call with you, or if you want to promote an upcoming webinar, for example, you can do that inside of your newsletter. Or you can promote your freebie so that you move your LinkedIn audience away from LinkedIn, which is still borrowed land, and onto your regular newsletter list. And while I talk about your regular newsletter, what I often hear is, oh, there's so much content I have to create. I had to do videos, newsletters, a LinkedIn newsletter, I have to post. Well, you can always repurpose everything because a fraction of your audience see what you're posting. And the thing about your LinkedIn newsletter subscribers is that I have approximately 10,000 followers at the moment. On my newsletter list, I have a little bit over 3,000. So you're reaching a wider audience than what you actually realize by creating a newsletter. And it's still one of the least used content forms on LinkedIn. So even if it feels as if everyone has a newsletter today, they don't. So create your newsletter and start sharing your information through your LinkedIn newsletter. If you're also a YouTube creator, there is a pro tip here. You can embed a link directly to your YouTube video so that you can drive traffic through LinkedIn to your YouTube channel too. So when you publish your newsletter for the very first time, make sure you say yes to informing all of your followers with this new newsletter, because otherwise you're totally missing out on that chance. A newsletter is a great bridge to automatically funnels down your followers into those who are a little bit closer to taking the step to actually become a client of yours. But setting it up is just step one. Now you need to know what to write to actually invite them to become one of your clients. In my next video, I'm going to break down my content strategy. So make sure that you subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss that one. If you found it helpful, make sure you give it a like and also share it with one of your friends.